SAT Telecommunications Limited wishes to inform the residents of La Plaine and environs that the La Plaine office will be closed effective 1st of July 2013. This is due to economic constraints at this time. Customers will continue to make payments at the La Plaine Credit Union. New applications, fault reports, and any other concerns related to SAT Telecoms should be directed to the Rosal office on 448-5095 or 448-5096. If you have a SAT phone, please call 703-5095 or 703-5096. Any inconvenience caused is deeply regretted. We thank you for your cooperation in this matter and look forward to your continuous support. Remember, SAT Telecoms is the people's choice, and SATNet a better choice.
Welcome to SAT TV News. I am Desmond Joseph, your presenter. Among the major developments, Dominicans urged to take advantage of health benefits of fish increased consumption. Police reverse decision and follow protest march in St. Kitts. Dominican charged in the United States over wife's death, and in sports, Rongda League to be launched soon. Details of these will follow.
Me say we just get the remedy for the pagan them. Me just get the remedy for bad mind and jealousy. Who want to see me dead? Me just get the remedy. Sack TV, Jammy say. You don't know a Javinci you watching Sack TV. Lord, is it straight triple dose.
Welcome back. A number of stakeholders met at the Fort Young Hotel on Wednesday, June 26, where they participated in the national consultation on niche marketing in community tourism organized by the Organization of Eastern Caribbean States, OECS. Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Tourism and Legal Affairs, Mrs. Claudia Bellot, stated, Dominica's tourism policy of 2010 and revised draft tourism policy of 2020 speaks very strongly to the role of community tourism in tourism sector.
And one of the main measures which has been identified in the new draft policy for government to implement is as follows: to actively open up opportunities for rural communities to increase their involvement in the tourism industry, particularly in tourism planning and the running of tourism-related enterprises. Community tourism in Dominica has been gaining significant momentum with the conviction of government and community leaders that this approach makes good economic sense for communities that possess the requisite natural, cultural, and heritage attributes, and those that are able to sustain the provision of tourism services at a very high standard.
As you know, Dominica's community tourism received a major injection of capital investment with support from the European Union as far back as 2008, when resources were provided for training and the construction of tourism reception facilities in several communities. Mrs. Bellot added, assistance has also been provided to the Geneva Tourism Enhancement Committee and for the construction of 2 Kalinago residential huts where visitors can overnight to experience the traditional way of life.
In the new financial year, beginning in July of 2013, 4 additional communities, namely Capuchin, Tatan, Marigot, and Loda, will benefit from support under the 10th EDF Budget Support Program to upgrade their offerings and their services in community tourism. Dominica has a very long history of working through communities to achieve its development goals, and we are very keen to support communities who are ready and well positioned to deliver attractive and pleasing tourism services. We recognize the tremendous benefits that can be derived from this growing segment of our tourism industry. As a model ecotourism destination, we are very proud to be fashioning an approach that will further authenticate the Dominican experience to our many visitors and friends of Dominica.
Ms. Diane Pikes of Jamaica, the founder of Countryside Community Tourism Network and a full-time tourism consultant and trainer, explained that the concept of community tourism is aimed at targeting both international and local markets.
The concept, well, we want to have authentic cultural experiences, community participation and benefits, protection of the environment, and integrated with local industries and businesses. We are not developing the country for tourism. We're developing the country for the people. I have to make that point every time. We are developing communities for themselves, and that we are going to invite local and international visitors to enjoy. And we want to have an integrated approach, because if we don't take that approach, you're not going to respond to the market. The market is saying loud and clear, we do not want to go to anything that has been set up for visitors. They want to come and experience us as we are, in our farms, or businesses, or supermarkets, or churches, etc.
Ms. Pike says, we need to let the world know that the Caribbean is the home of community tourism. Therefore, she encouraged visitors to come home for tourism experiences, including baby boomer tourism, Rasta tourism, cuisine tourism, and roots tourism. In our stories, Director of Sports for Development at Partners of the Americas, Mr. Paul Teeple, currently in Dominica, stated that during his stay here, he will familiarize himself with the implementation of work by the POA carried out in Dominica. He will also undertake a number of field visits where the Agana program is currently being implemented. Agana is a USAID-funded program and implemented by the Partners of the Americas.
This is my first ever visit to Dominica, and we just came from a meeting, a symposium where the youth at the Youth Development Program, Youth Development Division, did a symposium where they were showing some of the things that they've learned. They've learned a lot of crafts, woodworking skills, leather working skills, cooking skills, gardening skills. They learned to make a boat. They learned skills about the environment, but more important than this was their attitude. And what we learned over the course, or what I learned over the course of the meeting, is that some of the stories of young people, and some of the stories are pretty sad and tough, and the things that just the challenges maybe they have to go through to be there every day. Some of the challenges they face at home, or challenges, the peer pressures that some of the young people have.
Mr. Teeple said, what we have observed by interactions with young people is that despite where some may come from, there are young people who are excited and dedicated, positioning themselves for a bright future. Country coordinator of the Agana program, Mr. Francis Joseph, revealed the program focuses on students who have left school for whatever reason.
Social Center is working with young men who themselves have had some stint with the law, and rather than going through a stiff sentence or going through the process of being sentenced, they are given an opportunity to get sentenced. So some of them are at the Social Center. So these are young men, more or less, who have dropped out and want to have a second chance and want to build up from where they have left out. And the organizations that we work with are independent organizations. The Social Center, Call Center in Portsmouth, the Youth Division, and the Dominica State Prison.
Mr. Teeple noted, this program is active at schools in St. Kitts, where they work with youths who are at high risk of not making it to fifth form. They work with them in early stages to prepare them for the next step of their lives. This involves equipping them with the necessary job skills and knowledge to better position themselves to survive in the outside world.
We really appreciate the support that we've had from the private sector here. but we're not asking for charity from the private sector. We believe that the private sector are our clients, just that the youth are our clients. That means that we want to train youth for the jobs that they have and they need, and we believe that when someone hires one of the youth who comes through our program, that they get a better employee, and so it helps their business by having an employee who shows up on time, who's respectful, who knows how to talk, who knows how to dress, who knows how to work as part of a team, who knows how to attend to the clients that business has. And so we believe that again, we really appreciate and we ask for the private sector support. We also believe that they can benefit by hiring our youth.
There are 5 implementing organizations implementing the Ghana program around Dominica, which are call centers, Dominica Prison Service, Social Center, Youth Division, Marigot, and Roseau.
Lady say, hélas, papa, bon Dieu. Aïe, lady say, hélas, papa, bon Dieu.
As Dominica prepares for the presentation of the national budget by the government carded for sometime in July 2013, the United Workers' Party held a meeting on Thursday, June 27th in Portersville to discuss some of these concerns. The UWP spoke on severe issues as they informed Dominicans of some of their plans and programs for creating jobs and growth in the Dominican economy and reducing the cost of living. Honorable Norris Prevost, parliamentary representative for Roseau Central, stated that in order to protect our democracy from dictatorship, there must be a change after every 2 terms.
Iraq, which is a dictatorship government, a dictatorship one-party state, has just changed their government because the one that was there had served 2 terms. China has just changed their president or premier because he had served 2 terms. Venezuela constitution was for 2 terms. Chavez amended to 3 and he didn't make the 3rd. United States, the constitution is 2 terms. Ladies and gentlemen, just to protect our democracy, we need to change our government every 2 terms or so.
Barbados and Jamaica have given us the example, he noted. Leader of the United Workers' Party, Honorable Edison James, said UWP is the party with ideas and if given a chance, they are prepared to deliver.
So ladies and gentlemen, we are preparing and we are advising of the elements of our plan. You've heard other speakers before me, ladies and gentlemen. Solid performers. And they have given you an insight, given you an indication as to some of the things that will go into that overall United Workers' Party plan, which will be the plan that will be delivered, ladies and gentlemen, to bring prosperity to our country, ladies and gentlemen. Yeah. And Roosevelt Skerrit, the other day, I heard him saying that when people come and tell you what they're going to do, or they're going to do this and they're going to do that, then they must tell you where they're going to get the money from. And he said money comes from taxes, from loans, from grants. Yes, that is the source of the money. But I'll tell you something. Taxes come from employment.
Honorable Hector John, leader of the opposition, added that it is vital that the people of Dominica stand up for what they believe in.
Yeah. Earlier on, you hear Brother Clyde spoke about people who remain silent and neutral. Si ipani sutiwe, ipani vole. And I am calling on you people of Dominica who continue to say, Kite yo fe sa yo le. Nou pa sa. Sa se koshoni. That is nonsense. We have to stand up and fight for our country. Dominica is ours, and we, the people of Dominica, have to remove Roosevelt Skerrit and his rogue regime. Brothers and sisters, I worked in Rosenhof for 16 years at DBMC. And I can tell you, I know every crew in Rosenhof. Every Friday night, I used to go for my lime punch in the heart of Gotha. You all know where. After hard work on the port, we used to go there. We know what happened when we bought bananas on the port. Past Waving Cork, right back to West Indies Oil, we had banana trucks. You all knew my Perry in Fonkole. My Perry used to fry bakes and chicken whole night. You all knew Chapo on the port.
Mr. John says there is a lot of work to be carried out throughout Dominica, and in order for it to commence, we all need to speak. In other news, the Fisheries Division, in collaboration with St. John's Fisher Folk Cooperative, Japan International Cooperation Agency, and a number of other stakeholders within the Portsmouth area, held an Eat Fish event at the Portsmouth Fisheries Complex on Thursday, June 27th. This was conducted under the theme, More Brainpower, Eat Fish. The primary goals of the event were to sensitize members of the public, specifically primary school students, on the catchment importance and value of eating good quality fish. Also to create a greater sense of awareness of the social and economic value of fishing as a business.
And I must commend the Fisheries Division for their continued effort in developing this industry and raising awareness of how important the fishery is to Dominica. The JICA, the Japan International Cooperation Agency, has been a long-time partner of the Fishery Division, providing support through grant for the construction and rehabilitation of the Roseau, Marigot, and here, Portsmouth, the fisheries complexes.
A key feature of the day was the various preparations of fish dishes. The event also focused on the utilization of lionfish as a valuable source of protein. 15 students from the following primary schools, Roosevelt Douglas, St. John's, Savonpie, and Clifton, prepared and displayed fish dishes which formed part of a recipe competition. Mr. Andrew Maglaw, Chief Fisheries Officer, said it is essential that the students learn the value of eating local, particularly fish.
Had the opportunity to have 4 schools spend the day with us, focusing our attention on fish and consuming fish, and understanding why it is so important that we must pay particular attention to the sustenance and sustainability of our marine environment. We also learned today of the connection between the marine environment and our livelihood issues, because many of our parents here are engaged in fishing operations, which allows us to be able to generate income and provide for our foods, provide for some of our basic needs, shelter, etc. Also today, we learned that in the preparation of our fish meals, we could focus a little bit more attention on utilizing our locally produced produce.
Prizes will be awarded to the students at the closing ceremony.
For the last 10 years, Arise Academy has not only been a school, but a second home to many. A place where we can confide in our peers and teachers, knowing that there is always someone willing to listen. I can tell you one thing for sure. There is no other school where you, the student, can refer to the principal or head of board of directors as Auntie Anne or Auntie Gemma and get away. So I say to the class below us, make the most of your last year, because it will be over before you know it. So tighten those friendships. Be more respectful to your teachers. Apologize for that one mean thing you did that time, because you don't want to leave here with regrets. You want to leave here with just good memories.
7 proud students from Orion Academy walked across the stage to receive their diploma last Wednesday, 26 June, as the school held its 10th anniversary graduation ceremony at the Ararak House of Culture. Officials present included Guidance Counselor from the Ministry of Education, Mr. Thomas Holmes, Minister of State in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs Honorable Alvin Bernard, and German Ambassador Stefan Skolfer and his wife. The former principal of Orion Academy, Miss Elizabeth Medicity, gave an emotion-filled speech and commended the students on the growth in maturity she saw in them in the past 5 years. She also reminded them to be grateful for everything they will receive throughout their lives. Many of the students and staff who gave speeches referred back to memories and inside jokes. One of the graduates, Mr. Deya Charles, said, "We're not just a school, we're a family."
Marissa Norris.
Marissa Norris, who was awarded Most Outstanding Student, thanked the Orion Academy for allowing her to express herself and learn virtues like kindness and discipline.
My fellow graduates, let us always strive for excellence. Never restrict our development, but concentrate solely on achieving only academic goals. But attempt to expand our mind rather than set it in one direction. Pursue our dreams, but take an interest in what happens around us. Surround yourself with people who can contribute towards your development and well-being, and the development of others. It is my passionate hope that all of us who are about to make our exit from this institution will maintain contact with the school and render our moral support on a continual basis.
Guest speaker Michelle Henderson Del Sol gave an interactive speech where she asked each student what they thought a star was. Some said a ball of fire, while others said they themselves were stars. She then encouraged them to go out and be that beacon of light and make a difference in the world.
Now, every star in this universe of ours shines with an intensity impossible to fathom here on Earth. Yet, there have been people who in man's history have proven themselves to be nothingness. Heroes like Gandhi, Nelson Mandela, Dr. Martin Luther King, Stevie Wonder, Michael Jackson, Barack Obama, we could go on and on and on. Now, do you know what distinguishes these extraordinary human beings from the rest of humankind? Any ideas? Okay, here's my theory, and tell me if you agree as well. Every one of these stars I mentioned, at some point in their lives, made a decision to be extraordinary.
During Mr. Thomas Holmes' remarks, he commended the students of their achievements and advised them to continue striving for success despite the odds held against them.
Graduating class of Orion Academy, Ministry of Education, take this opportunity to congratulate you on a job well done, because if you did not perform as expected of you, you may not have been here tonight to be recognized for your hard work.
Students received awards for improvement and most outstanding for subjects included reading, comprehension, French, geography, information technology, and chemistry. Students who received awards and prizes for most outstanding in subjects were Miss Marissa Norris, most outstanding in mathematics, and Miss Tamara Burton, most outstanding in English.
The award for the most outstanding in French and the most improved in mathematics and English, Karen Guitar. Most outstanding in geography, most improved in information technology, and most outstanding in literature, most outstanding in mathematics, chemistry.
74 students bid farewell to the Northeast Comprehensive School on Thursday, June 28th under the theme, Creating Your Destiny, Embracing Your Freedom. Medina Tyson copped the valedictorian and Student of the Year award. In her speech, she reminisced on the good and bad experiences she encountered over the past 5 years, whilst congratulating the class of 2013 for a job well done.
With each student having their various personalities, we were able to fuse our ideas and work towards a common goal, as was done in preparation for final assembly. 5 years ago, many of us met for the first time. Today, we part as friends. We have established unbreakable friendships that I am sure will sustain us even after we leave the safety of Northeast Comprehensive. I feel honored and humbled to address you today as the valedictorian. I am indebted to a number of persons who helped me to realize this success, and to each of you, I would like to extend my deepest gratitude.
Ms. Tyson urged her former classmates that in order for their dreams to become a reality, they must work towards it. Minister of Education, Mr. Peter Sejar, who has been taking keen observance of the themes of this year's graduations, took keynotes of 2 words in the Northeast Comprehensive theme, creativity and embracing. He too reminisced about his school days and explained what he learned throughout each occurrence.
There was a challenge to do the improbable, to prove that you had the guts to defy the ordinary, to demonstrate that you had the mettle to push to the limits. Now every child knew to refuse to live up to a dare was nothing short of making yourself a laughing stock of the entire school. To be subjected, to be a joker, to be jeered by all.
Deputy Principal of Northeast Comprehensive, Mr. Steve Hippolyte, said this year 75% of the fifth form students met the requirements for graduation.
Our largest group thus far. Graduates, we are very proud of you. We hope that the fruits of your studies shall not only be rewarding to you and your families, but to the service of your communities and our nation. To the families of those graduating today, congratulations to you.
17 students graduated with passes, 50 with merits, 2 with distinctions, and 3 with honors. We now go to the presentation of certificates.
Darren Golden, Agriculture. Food and Nutrition, J.R. Robinson. Biology, Donald Basil. Information Technology.
And in court news, Nigel Kent Marcy Court of Bath Estate is remanded at the Stock Farm State Prison for the next 14 days after facing Roseau Magistrate Ozzie Lewis on Friday, June 28, 2013. Massicot pled not guilty to burglary, malicious damage, and theft. These charges stem from an incident where it is alleged that on Wednesday, June 19th, he burglarized the building of Native Body Arts and stole an Apple laptop valued at $2,937, a laptop bag valued at $50, an assortment of fashion jewelry valued at $1,068, and an air compressor also valued at $1,068. It is also alleged that Massicot damaged a wooden door frame to gain access into the building. The items had a grand total of $5,123, which belongs to Afoli Jose Sandy. Police Prosecutor Inspector Innocent Tuse objected to bail on the grounds that if released, the accused would interfere with the investigations, and none of the items stolen have been recovered. Magistrate Lewis denied bail to allow the investigations into the matter to continue.
This has been the local segment of the news. Coming up next, regional highlights.